The world of business class has gone crazy for privacy and space across the world, and the USA is entering an exciting phase. Delta has its Delta One suites, and American Airlines has just announced a brand new product. But what about United? On our previous adventure, we went all humble in United's economy class, on board the much beloved Boeing 757-300. This was a great and exciting way to start the trip, leaving something just a little bit special for the way back. Welcome to Denver International Airport. In today's video we're travelling on the Boeing 787 in United's Polaris. The obvious question is, what is Polaris? Polaris is a word that is not specific and has lots of ambiguity. Almost a little bit mysterious, but it's meant to be a new standard in business class travel, with that experience starting United's dedicated lounges. They look sexy, chic, posh and very much mood-lit. So check-in was easy, there was absolutely no queue at all. There's a bit of construction going on at the minute, so there's two ways to get there. One's really long and one's really short. We're taking the short one. Anyway, I admit I'm not sure of the rules for lounge access, having been granted access in Salt Lake City from an international flight onto a domestic with Delta. So I'm hoping for the best, as this will be my first experience and will just add a little bit more magic to the journey. I'm also really hoping because I have 4 hours until my flight departs. Denver International Airport is divided into 3 separate terminals, A, B and unsurprisingly C. If you get the chance, hop off at B to see the statue of John L. Swigert, who was an astronaut on board Apollo 13. This is also the home of United, a massive flag which is pretty impressive, and the United Lounge. A nice guy at the customer service desk assures me that I'll be able to get access to the lounge, so off I confidently trot, only to scan my boarding card on the barriers to the lounge, and then this happens. Unfortunately, I was denied. And with my tail between my legs, it just wasn't meant to be. It turns out even if you're travelling in domestic first class, or business class as known to the rest of the world, you can't use the lounge unless you're travelling internationally. Off I go in search of adventure, visiting the C terminal, which is mainly, if not entirely, made up of Southwest Airlines. With 4 hours to go, how will I pass the time? Oh, I know. Leaving Denver at 17:41, the journey will take 2 hours and 45 minutes to San Francisco, the home of Mrs. Doubtfire. I have quite a lot riding on the flight because tomorrow I'm doing a day trip with Alaskan to LAX for a bit of plane spotting and a hamburger.
Yummy!
Crazy day trip, I know. Like a sidekick, I already know that someone out there is going to say it's just not worth it to pay the extra. But like McDonald's versus fine dining, the experience is sometimes just about having a little bit of luxury. My outbound journey from San Francisco to Denver this morning was on the Boeing 757, costing $115 in economy, and that was booked just a few weeks in advance. My return today is on the Boeing 787 and was $326, which, yes, I agree, is nearly 3 times the cost. And what do you get for those extra dollars? Well, we're about to find out. So after 5 hours, no lounge access, and one beautiful hamburger, it's time to go board the plane. United has 3 variants of the Boeing 787, with today's being operated by the Boeing 787-9. Speaking of which, this features United's older and slightly golden livery, with the new one being more blue. Which do you prefer? Let us know in the comments below. Business class looked pretty good, and it's laid out in a 1-2-1 configuration over 12 rows. 8 in the front section, and a smaller, more private cabin after the second door, which has 4 rows, which is where I'm seated. So this is United's new business class, which is called Polaris, and it's the rollout of the C, but also a lounge experience. After wandering around the terminal for 5 hours, like someone who's at the coach station, a glass of champagne takes the edge off. That's sharp. The dark blue looks very sophisticated, and the slightly dim lighting fixture on the side table really gives the product a vibe. The seat has a width of 20 inches, which is pretty standard, and it might feel a little narrow within the bed mode. It certainly feels plush and comfortable in the upright position. And luckily the beauty of the seat will distract you from the footwell, which is tight. And this is partly because of the tray table, which is just below the in-flight entertainment screen. An interesting and quite clever design choice was having a small bar running to my left, which also houses the controls for the seat's position. And I do love, even if it is fake, the marbled side table, which has a wonderful shape, even if the in-flight entertainment control was clearly from a previous generation and definitely looks dated. It's all about the touchscreen now. Storage, everybody needs storage. So just to my left, behind that beautiful little lamp, is a storage cupboard with plenty of room. So much room it has the headphones and spare capacity for all my equipment. Ooh, and a tiny mirror. I am so pleased to see a universal plug socket, having left my adapter in the terminal. How do you think that makes me feel? Oh my god! On the plus side, the ratio of things I've lost to the flights I've actually been on is pretty good. Through the power of video editing, it's suddenly become quite dark. And that's not because I was playing with the control just below the window, which is super clever, polarising the window to make it so much darker. Here's how it looks sped up. Having chosen a movie for the duration of the flight, it's time for the all-important safety video.
Welcome! We're excited to have you aboard, and we appreciate your attention as we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. FAA regulation requires you to follow the instructions of our crew members and
The ceiling of the Boeing 787 is pretty entertaining in itself, but the business class product, Polaris, features a reasonably sized 16-inch HD touchscreen. It's good by today's standards, but as new products come out, this is going to get on the small side. At least the design side of the interface is very elegant, and I love how it carries forward the night sky theme and the blue. Just a reminder, this is the United States of America, so if the selection wasn't good, then there is something very, very wrong. I do love now how airlines are making partnerships with HBO, Paramount, and did I miss anyone? My point being, there is so much content. So much, I wish I was flying a little bit further. And aviation lovers will really enjoy the in-flight map, which is really intuitive and very interactive. Unfortunately, the headphones weren't amazing, and I did inquire whether these were also used on the long-haul service. They are. They just aren't as premium or as durable as many other airlines, but they certainly weren't bad. The meal service kicks off with a drinks order. Orange juice and a hot cup of tea will do nicely, helping to re-energise me after a lacquer lounge and high prices at Denver. This was followed by a bowl of mixed nuts, and I made my choice for the meatloaf, which I've never had before. The cabin crew were really good at keeping me updated with the progress, and while it was really good, and I would have it again, unfortunately it wasn't warm. Error in the kitchen, methinks. It happens, so I can overlook this. On the side of the meatloaf was a good sized salad, and you also get a warm bread roll. But the best part by far though was the passion fruit and blueberry cheesecake. They were so good, I think I've added about £10. Even if the coat hook is a gorgeous shape, does anyone actually use these? Off to stretch my legs and think about this in great length? No, I kid. I'm off to visit the onboard bathroom. And on the Boeing 787, this is a lovely space. Blue lighting, hand gestured water control, and I was surprised to see a few lovely luxury amenities. I've never seen a spot cleaner before for fabric. What a good idea. I did try the seat in flat mode briefly, which involves pushing and holding the turn wheel. This has been sped up but takes about 30 seconds in total. Honestly, the seat could have been a little bit more centred, and I felt a tiny bit restricted on the shoulders. And as you can see from the footwell, it's reasonable, but you're probably going to kick it while turning to sleep sideways. A quick browse of the in-flight magazine, which features a wonderful article on Taipei, such a great destination. One more hot tea, and it's quite a trek to my hotel for the night, with the shuttle bus being every 30 minutes. And now we're making our descent into San Francisco. So just to conclude the United flight, because I forgot to do the conclusion in America, I'm actually here at Charles de Gaulle doing a different review for Air France on the A380. Such a pleasure to fly a wide body plane on a short route, particularly when it's within the USA itself. The product is really good. I love the design of it, and the blue and the lighting just makes it such a nice place to sit. As for the food, it was a tiny bit on the cold side, but give his dues, he's new, it's literally his second flight, so I can kind of forgive that. The headphones, unfortunately, they're a little bit on the downside, not so good. They could be doing with a bit more beefy or perhaps a better brand, but really enjoyed it. The seat is so comfortable and it's so private as well, which is partly down to being staggered, but I absolutely love to fly them again in the future. Thank you so much for watching.